Dan Azeez in studio with us. So too Joshua Buatsi. These two go head-to-head on Saturday, February the 3rd. It's the WBA World Title final eliminator fight between the numbers 1 and 2. Josh up against Dan. Two of them best of chums, best of friends, text each other all the time. But that's all stopped because it's now down to business. And you can sense that. Spencer, just before we go ahead, this is your sport. You know the sport inside out, mate, and you've been in this situation on the eve of a big fight. Tell me just how much you respect these two for the way they behave.
Oh, hugely, you know, because emotions play a big part in this, and now we're at the stage where we're like 9 days away from the fight. Reality kicks in, emotions change, and they've got to try and change their mindsets, you know, because like you say, it's a difficult thing. They're guys that have sort of grown up together within the sport, sparred each other, done a lot of stuff. There's a lot of talking going on in the dressing rooms, etc., after spars and whatnot. That has to all go aside now because it's business.
Yeah.
But the reality now has kicked in because of the magnitude of the fight. What is on the line? You know, the winner effectively got the opportunity to fight the winner of Bivol Beterbiev, or, you know, if not Anthony Yards, he could fit in there as well. There's huge fights there. The light heavyweight division, when you've got other dance partners, you know, that's when you create legacies. And these guys know what's on the line here.
I mean, you know this division inside out, Simon. Spencer's just mentioned 3 names here. Yeah. But Bivol, Beterbiev, Anthony Yard, I mean, this is a prize on offer for the winner between the two lads to my left.
Sure, that's for another day, though, for these guys.
Yeah.
These guys have got business in hand, and their job is to go in, and it's going to be, like Dan said, I think it's going to be a barn burner. I think it's going to be a really, really, really good fight. And it's one of the things that we do very well in this country is when we put two fighters from the same place and same space into a ring, it lights up. And very rarely does it disappoint. And I don't expect this one will. You know, there's margins in this fight. You know, Dan's going to get cross with me, but my nose tells me Josh. But I've said that to him before, and of course he doesn't agree. But what I will expect, and what I do expect, is a proper fight. Mm-hmm. And the opportunities that come afterwards, whether Anthony Yard's in the equation, whether Callum Smith comes back in the table after losing to Beterbiev, whether it becomes the winner of Bivol, that's for another day.
Right, you're right.
These guys have got an opportunity to make a real position for themselves, and I think obviously one of them's gonna.
So on that theme, you heard Simon there, Dan. Do you think Josh goes in as favourite?
Yeah, for sure he does.
Are you playing with us here? Do you really believe it?
Yeah, no, I'm sure he is the favourite. Like, do you know what I mean? He's, you know, he's got the pedigree, and you know, I said it, like he's got this prophecy that he's meant to go and win a world title. I'm just that guy that's, you know, an opponent. But look, February 3rd, I go in as an underdog again. You know, go and stepping up. It's a challenge for me, and yes, for me to rip the script up. Dan, I'm not fast.
That's the sort of stuff, though, that you feed off, don't you? And that's what fighters do, you know, like being that underdog sometimes, you know, so that fuels a fighter, or it can work against them and plays in their mind. And then once it gets in your mind, then that affects your performance. But you're the actual guy. We spoke the other day, and you were telling me exactly that. And you say, listen, I recognise what it is, and I recognise where I have to go to in this fight, because I know how tough it is with the history of the both of us, and I'm prepared to go there. And, you know, and that's like, you know, taking those emotions and dealing with that, and, you know, a fight of this magnitude and controlling them in the right way can be the difference between winning and losing. But you know what you're going into, and that's important, like in a fight like this, where you go, I recognise I'm the underdog, and that fuels me.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's not even a thing of, you know, I'm prepared to go there, you know. It's a very cliche saying, but knowing Josh, I know I'm going to have to go there. And, you know, that's something that I'm relishing, you know. You know, if you want to proclaim yourself as the best, you got to beat the best. And Josh is one of the top boys, and it's just one of those things, you know what I mean?
By the same token,
go on, Simon.
Josh has got to liven himself up after the last performance, because if he puts in the performance like he did against Pavel Stefian, I think the dynamics change in this fight. But I'm sure he'll say that was what it was.
You agree with that, Josh?
I think Stefian was a different opponent and posed different threats to me, and I dealt with that. Dan will pose different threats as well, and yeah, like it's hard to say things now because I feel we've done what we've had to do.
I get that.
But do you acknowledge, though, that you will have to put in a better performance to beat someone of Dan's calibre?
I'll have to put in a different performance to beat someone of Dan's caliber. Absolutely. Someone that Stephen, I've never sparred him before, never even met the dude before. Dan's different, so I'm aware of that. Definitely.
And you heard Dan say, no, I think Josh's favourite going into this fight. Why do you think you're favourite?
I don't. That's the weird thing about it. If I'm keeping up with things online, I might come across. I say might because I don't know, but I've been in a bubble, so my team is not saying to me, Buatsi, you're the favourite. I'm not hearing any other thing than that. So I'm concentrating on actually beating a very good fighter and carrying on. So whether I'm favourite or not, I wouldn't know. I'm not up to date with it.
Do you have to go in with that challenger's mindset with a fight like this? You know, because you go in there, because of the history of both of you and where you're both at, and I've chatted to both of you about that, you look at it and you go, but things are different now. You know, there's a lot on the line, and with that pressure changes things different, and it's sparring's one thing, fighting's another, and everything else. And you are the favourite going into this one.
My mindset is this is a very important fight that I must win. So prepare as best as you can and go in.
Whoever it be.
Yeah, that's the mindset, really.
Can I just say, like, being in a bubble, I understand, you know what I mean? And, you know, not paying attention to bookies, odds and whatnot. Like, Josh, you really believe that just the business of the sport, you're not the favourite? Like, you really...
Listen, I have no idea. Someone come up to me the other day and said, Azeez has been more active than you, Josh. It's not looking good for you. I think he's going to win.
We know boxing, though. Come on, like, we know boxing. Like,
so Dan, if we know boxing,
you know what I mean? Like,
if we know boxing, activity is very key.
No, 100%. But we both know, like, it's February 3rd. Whoever turns up, that's what it's about. Whether you've been active or not, whether I've been active, that's
what I said to the guy. I was like, you might say I haven't been active, but every time I turn into the ring, I do show up and I win. So that's what I said back to him. Fairs.
I'm just trying to think. Oh, you don't think you're the favourite? Oh,
nah, bro.
Should make. You know, I understand you might not want to. You want to train like an underdog and get it, but the business of But I get it. Fair.
You know it is, Simon. I can't say that I want to train as an underdog. We've been dogging it out. We've been training, so it's not a want. It's right now. It's too late to say any of those things. Camp's already been done, so I can't sit here and say, oh yeah, we've been wanting to train like an. We've done that, so. We'll
the camp's been done. What happens for you guys now then? I mean, it's February the 3rd is fight night. And it's not far away. I mean, what's your procedure? A lot of people often ask me, what do these guys think of between the last few days and maybe the last day, the last sleep, and then you're at it? I mean, where's your mindset now?
I'm thinking of course, getting the weight right, feeling good. Most importantly, my dad rang me on the way here, bless him. And he was just encouraging me. Again, I come on here and I always tell you stuff from the Bible is what's really going to encourage me. So he just spoke to me for about 20 minutes, reminding me of what's written and just said, Josh, remember this. So for me, from here till then, that's all I think about.
Your dad
think about Dan as well, but you know, all the time.
He's quoting from the Bible to you?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, my dad, my mum, everyone, yeah.
And Dan, would it be fair to say, and this is what you used to do with me, would it be fair to say, first thing on your mind in the morning is Joshua Buatsi. Last thing on your mind at night is Joshua Buatsi, and that's sort of how it is on that build up to it, on how the fight's going to go, how it's won. You know the how it's done technically.
Yeah, do you know what? I'll be honest. For like since the fight's been announced, or even since it got whispered that you lot might be fighting next. That's all that's been on my mind. Like, it's, do you know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, you know that term rent free?
Yeah.
He's got a bed in there. Like,
yeah, sure.
Easily. Do you know what I mean? I'll watch a fight and I can just picture both of our fight, and it might start getting me like, you know, in the mood, or I get nervous, belly like butterflies. I'm like, do you know what I mean? So until February 3rd is over, that's all I'm thinking about. So yeah,
Joshua Buatsi living rent free.
Yeah, brilliant. So in a line from each of you, what can you promise us, Josh? What we're going to see?
I'll win the fight. It'll be a good fight. I'll say tune in, definitely. I'll win the fight. I'm not seeing any other thing happen. So you see a man that will put everything on the line.
Dan?
Yeah, God willing, I'm victorious, and I think you're going to see two people that are going to give 100% and really know what's at stake. I think in its essence, you're going to see that kind of fight.
The two of you, I'm looking at the messages. People are lapping it up. There's massive support around the country for both of you. And people recognise you're the best of pals. We've got a massive audience this lunchtime on YouTube and Facebook. So I'll ask it. People are asking me to ask it. Do you want to do a handshake before you leave us?
I'll shake that.
Well done. Well done, boys. Josh Buatsi up against Dan Azeez, and it's almost upon us. It's Saturday, February the 3rd, and they'll go at it at Wembley. Guys, thank you so much for being with us live on talkSPORT.
Thank you.